In this video, I present the DNA model we have created for Metapopulus. In this world, I have two different species, the yellow ones and the red ones. Let's choose one yellow creature and take a closer look at it. I jump here straight to the genome. The karyotype of the creature is presented here. The karyotype presents all the chromosomes the creature has, and the length and the shape of the chromosomes as well. So this species has 15 chromosome pairs, which means it has 30 chromosomes. The other chromosome is called a maternal chromosome, and the other one is paternal chromosome. So this means the other one is inherited from the mother and the other one is inherited from the father. I have chosen a female creature because it has 2 X chromosomes. If I choose a male creature, we can see that it has 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. The chromosomes and the genes are always generated in the beginning of the simulation. And this means that we can have an infinite amount of different creatures and different species. I will explain this a little bit better in the DNA level. If I choose the other species, we can see that the karyotype is completely different in this case. Let's choose one chromosome and take a closer look. The chromosome is always one long DNA strand or DNA double strand. It is presented here. And DNA has numbered segments, and the genes are located in these segments. In biology books, one segment is called a locus. So this is locus 1, this is locus 4, and this is locus 6. The genes in each locus are presented here. These genes can also be called alleles. An allele means a different version of the same gene, so we can also speak about genes. In the whole population there can be hundreds or even thousands of different alleles in one locus. So let's look at the alleles closer in a minute, but I first go quickly through this screen we see here. So these genes here produce this protein in a process called transcription and then in another process called translation. I'll talk a little bit more about these processes later on. A protein causes then the properties. In this case, the protein has an influence on hunger threshold, so only an influence on one property. One protein can also have influence on one or multiple properties, but as I said, and as we see here, this protein influences only one property. As we can see here, there are 2 genes in the locus, one from the mother and the other one from the father. In this case, the genes are different and the dominant one is highlighted here. When the individual has 2 different genes, it is said to be heterozygous. So this individual is heterozygous, and heterozygous in this particular locus. If the genes are the same, the locus is said to be homozygous. But so this is a heterozygous locus, and let's choose here the dominant gene. And let's jump from the info box straight to the DNA box. This is the deepest level of the simulation. Here are presented the DNA bases that are generated in the beginning of the simulation. So here is the DNA double strand, and the strands are connected together by hydrogen bonds. So basically DNA strand is two different molecules bound together by these hydrogen bonds. And the bases are presented in groups of 3, like here A, T, G. And one of these pairs or groups is called a codon. So 3 bases are always a codon. In transcriptional process, the DNA strand is turned into a single-stranded RNA molecule, which is presented here. And after transcription, a process called a translation takes place, and in the translation the RNA information is used to make the actual protein. In translation, every codon corresponds one amino acid. Here the first codon corresponds methionine, the second leucine, and so on. So these amino acids make the primary structure of the protein. After this takes place the folding of the protein, and in the folding process the protein takes its 3D structure, and or first we can say it takes the secondary and tertiary, and then at the end when the folding's done it has the 3D structure. And when we close this box, the actual protein with its 3D structure is presented here. So this was a quick tour to genetic level of Metapopulus. In the next video I will present the cellular level, and the processes like mitosis and meiosis are explained in the next video. Thanks for watching.